Next on Up Close, we'll talk sports with one of the biggest sports fans in the celebrity business, Bill Murray. We'll get his thoughts on this epidemic of official bumping going on in the NBA. What did he think of what Magic Johnson did on Sunday? And how about his Chicago Bulls? Will they be one of the best teams of all time? We'll also talk about the lovable Chicago Cubs and their great announcer, Harry Carey. And what happened at the Masters and Greg Norman. How he had a 6-shot lead going into the day, an 11-shot swing. What drama, what disappointment for Greg Norman. Bill Murray, the actor, the comedian, the golfer, talks sports and entertainment. From Caddyshack to Ghostbusters to the ESPYs. Up Close.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
From the ESPN studios in Los Angeles, here's Chris Myers.
Hi, how you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. It's a special kind of Monday. We have, looks like Juan Valdez here.
No, I was thinking I look like the guy from Ring Magazine, Bert Sugar, a little bit.
Bert Sugar, you have to tell. Bill Murray, nice to see you. Welcome to the show. And later, I want to know what you've been doing since Caddyshack, see how your career's been going. I heard the ESPYs thing went over big. We'll talk about that later. Let's first talk, since you are a golf fan and people see you playing courses everywhere, was Greg Norman at the Masters the greatest collapse you ever saw?
It was unfortunate for him. It was a collapse, but there was a bigger collapse this week. We didn't get a lot of coverage. CBS was all cut up in the thing down in Augusta. But over in Westchester, I went out and shot 39 on the front and 51 on the back for 90. And absolutely no coverage, you know. Quietly, you know, got in my car, went back home.
Papers missed it. ESPN was not there.
Absolutely. Didn't want to talk to anybody. Didn't feel like it was, you know, anybody's business. It was a personal defeat for me. I fell on my own sword.
It's explain what that means.
Well, I don't know. All morning they were talking about Greg Norman falling on his own sword, which was pretty great. You know, when you make the golfers the stuff of Arthurian legend. You know, but it was. You know, it was kind of unfortunate. I could tell things were going to go rough for Greg when he, all of a sudden, like on Friday or Saturday, I was watching the highlights and realized he was on a first-name basis with Jimmy Roberts. When that happens, you know, you're going to get just what Tanya got. It's cruel and swift justice.
It's a difficult battle for me. You've played the Augusta course, and that's an honor that not many people can.
And you're not supposed to talk about that either.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
was I not supposed to? Am I going to get
no, if the membership knew, they would relocate a lot.
Well, this is just between us. I don't want to get anybody in any trouble. All right, but so playing that course, is it intimidating?
It's impossible. It's extremely hard to putt it. Curtis Strange said the way to practice for the Masters is to practice putting in your bathtub and see if you can stop it short of the drain. And it really is like that. It's not,
you do that?
The first time I do that.
Have you tried that?
I actually, no, I didn't, but I knew what he meant. I had 63 putts the first time I played it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not exaggerating?
No, I'm not exaggerating. Well, maybe a little, but not. I don't think so. But see, there are mistakes in my scorecard all the time.
The movie Caddyshack, which was big. In fact, recently, baseball players polled it's still their favorite movie of all time.
Right. Now, this is like pre-Showgirls, you know, but this is still, it's a very high-rated film in the baseball community.
Well, they are astute observers of the sport. Why do you think Caddyshack had and still has the kind of appeal that it has?
Well, I think it was about class, you know, the differences between class, rich and poor, and about people that think they've got a clue and don't at all, like the fellow I played. That was my Vietnam War statement. Most people don't get that, but that was my way.
I missed it, right?
Well, let me start at the beginning.
No, that's all right. We don't want to, because once you're in halfway, then...
But I mean, an overqualified guy trying to kill, you know, with huge explosives, trying to get an indomitable opponent.
And how did you prepare for that role?
Huh? God, this is the questions they ask Marty Landau, and he has answers. I don't have this answer.
You were with Marty Landau and Ed Wood.
That's right.
A strange role for you.
And I saw someone ask him that question, and he talked about his wardrobe and all the things he'd done, and I said, I just have no idea what Marty's talking about. He's method, and I'm not.
But Caddyshack, when you think back, fondest memory of that movie tied to golf. Were you a golf player at that time?
Well, I was a caddy my whole life as a kid. My fondest memory of Caddyshack is that we were working in Florida in November. You know, that was really the best part.
It's been getting out of the Midwest in the cold.
It was amazingly cold, and we went down there in the summer. And they just kept asking me to stay longer. We just kept making up more scenes and get to stay longer. And I also had a rent-a-car that I left that a Teamster said he'd bring back for me, and it was like 2 months later. They said, well, "Where's your car?"
Buried in Jersey.
I think it's parked under a tree somewhere.
At the metal. How old were you when you did Caddyshack, by the way? Do you remember?
No.
You don't care. You
30.
Really?
Something like that.
You're there. Well, now
you're 29.
Are you a serious? You're not a serious person, but are you a serious golfer?
Well, I mean, I can play golf. You know, I think
we have a shot of. Look at this. You remember this? It's like 50-something feet.
Yeah. Well, it gets longer every minute, but that's a really hard putt to make, and I don't know if I could make that. One other time out of 10.
How about the apparel?
Well, you talking about what's his name here, Glenn?
No, what you're wearing.
Me? Oh.
You look like you were like gardening before. Usually golf courses, country clubs don't allow that.
It's a long week at Monterey, and you get down to the bottom of the suitcase, and it's just a matter of what's clean. And there it was.
And you're playing in the Hard Rock Cafe Charity Golf Classic, which benefits the UCLA Children's Hospital, and it's played at Sherwood Country Club. Is this what you'll be? I know you have your golf shoes on. Actually.
Yeah, I got my shoes on because we're going to be late. We're going to be going right to the practice tee from here. Chris is going to be playing too, folks. So it's not. He isn't just a sport. He plays one too.
Yeah, that sounds like a good promo. We'll work you in with Pete Rose and Dennis Rodman.
But yeah, that's a funny. I got into this thing. Sterling Ball is a guy who was the Ernie Ball guitar company, and he's a real nut. This guy calls me up, one day, and I'm like, "Who gave you my phone number?" This guy's just huffing and puffing on the phone talking about this golf term. I said, "Well, I don't know. Is this legit or what? Where's the money going? Who's
you get a lot of these calls.
Yeah, well, and this guy starts talking about, well, actually, I put up all the money for the hotel rooms for everyone. I'm paying everyone's plane fare. I paid for the golf course to be rented. And I guess I got into this, pediatric business when I donated my own kidney to my son. So I'm like,
and that was legit.
Well, yeah, I guess you're legit. Okay, then. All right, never mind. Maybe I'll make it.
So you're playing. So Bill Murray at a charitable cause at the Sherwood Country Club, and we'll be back with the comedian, actor, and what else do you do? You play some golf and some hoops. I want to talk about, he's quite a basketball player, and we'll talk about his Chicago Bulls and also the lovable Cubs. If you stay with us, we're almost live in Los Angeles. We're up close. We'll be back in a moment.
That's Los Angeles.
All right.
Yes.
Up Close is brought to you by McDonald's. Have you had your break today?
You've thought about it. What would happen if you weren't here? Where would the money come from to take care of your family, their home, their education, their future? People with life insurance have the answer. Life insurance. It isn't for the people who die. It's for the people who live.
Carbon monoxide isn't the only thing to worry about coming from your tailpipe, because with every stroke of your engine, motor oil is being vaporized into exhaust, leaving less and less protection. That's why there's Castrol GTX 10W30. Of every leading 10W30, Castrol provides the most protection against volatility burn-off. So use Castrol, or watch more of your protection go up in smoke. Castrol GTX, engineered for greater protection against breakdown.
This is about how your business can build new profit centers without bulldozing your budget. About looking bigger than you are. This is about call centers, people, and technology that can capture new customers, answer questions, and process orders 24 hours a day. And it's not just for the rich, the powerful, or the daring. Because there's a way you can get the help, hardware, software, and advanced toll-free service to create your call center. All you have to know is how. Network MCI, that's how.
McDonald's invites you to play the Disney Trivia Challenge. Test your knowledge of Disney Masterpiece Collection videos and win one of 300 million prizes. Come play today at McDonald's. Look who's winning at McDonald's. Phyllis Arnold won a Walt Disney World vacation for 4. Nathan Reynolds won a Sony Maximum television. Come play the Disney Video Masterpiece Collection Trivia Challenge today at McDonald's. You could be next.
I don't fit a computer profile. I'm not your ordinary run-of-the-mill, chew-em-out, biscuit and cheese ball player. I got something special. I got like a big Bruto in here that's beating real heavy and says I'm going to play the game. Now, I'm not talking trash when I say that. I got skills. You want some of me? Lace them up. That's all.
Can you pass the physical?
Do they have a physical?
And we're back up close with Juan Valdez and Bill Murray. So basketball, you play a little ball. Can you beat Ahmad Rashad one-on-one? You guys ever want it?
Yeah, I can beat him one-on-one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really? You can handle it?
I can. Boy, he's really going to be upset when he sees this. Yeah, I have beaten him before, but he feels that I just sort of drive at him and go right at his knees, you know.
What kind of what kind of basketball player were you? You didn't play any in college, a little high school maybe?
Yeah.
In fact, your older brother, Ed, told me a story of watching you and you would like dribble the ball at the foul line and go off your knee and roll out of bounds. That was his memory of you playing basketball.
Yeah. Well. I don't remember that one, but I've got some memories of Ed, you know, as a child.
Your oldest brother?
Yeah.
You don't want to share those?
No, they'd be too embarrassing. I just realized it'd be far too embarrassing, much more embarrassing than me dribbling the ball off my foot. So just remember I got that on you, Ed.
You still play much basketball?
Yeah, I play, you know, irregularly. I'm an athlete, you know, so I'm always ready at any time. I got shoes, and I got golf shoes on now. You know, I got gym shoes in the locker room.
You look like an athlete.
Yeah.
Are you no fake laughing at this show.
It wasn't fake.
Are you a friend? When you look at your watch in a hurry? Don't worry, we'll make the tea time.
I thought you said this was live.
Are you a frustrated athlete?
No, I'm not frustrated. Actually, as far as the golf goes, I play better golf now than I ever played. I shoot better basketball than I ever shot before. I never was a shooter.
Is basketball your favorite sport?
No, baseball is, really.
Baseball. All right. Well, we're going out of order, but I want to talk basketball first because if we saw Dennis Rodman with the headbutt, then there was Nick Van Exel and crazy go nuts, and then Magic Johnson Sunday, an unusual, especially after he came out and spoke so
that's what's the
clearly
funny part about it.
against Nick Van Exel.
Yeah.
What's your take on this? Are guys losing self-control out there?
Well, I just think you have to establish an edge. You know, I think that, a few years ago, it used to disturb me that guys would hug and hold and caress referees, you know, and see this little bump there. That ain't much of a bump. It's disrespectful, but and he's going to get in trouble for it. But the headbutt, I think, was the most dramatic, and then Van Exel's was sort of like a, kind of like a Hollywood push fight. You know, it was really like, oh yeah, anything but touch my face kind of fight. And then this one here was almost nothing. So I think people are trying to establish just how much you can touch a referee and not be, thought ill of.
Are athletes, NBA players, less respectful, you think, today?
Do I think?
Yes.
Who cares what I think?
Well, I'm asking you. You're on the show. How many games do you go to a year, NBA
Well,
games?
I used to go. I mean, I had tickets at the Knicks, but they raised the price too much. It was bad for my image.
You couldn't afford that?
Well, I could afford it, but I thought I just as soon you can do the same thing by ripping up $20 bills in people's face and saying, hey, wait.
And I've seen you do that a few nights.
I know.
You were out.
No, I used to go, but it's something you do once when you have, a fair amount of time, and I don't have that kind of time anymore.
But you must be enjoying the...
Yeah, there I am sitting on it.
And,
it's fun to go and watch the Bulls play. I'm from Chicago, so I'll never get over watching the Bulls play.
You look like a character in Mr. Saturday Night there with the... it must have been... I kid.
Huh?
You know why I care?
Yeah, because you're cruel.
No, because I care. but the Chicago Bulls, you must be enjoying the kind of success they're having.
That's my hometown, and they're fun to watch, and I really like the way they play the game. It's fun to watch them play.
Is Jordan the greatest player you ever saw?
Yes. Yes, he is.
And you know him more than just occasionally, right? Because you're a big star.
As well as I know referees. But yeah, I know him occasionally. Yeah,
just don't bump into him, whatever you do.
Right. No, I know him.
How much have you talked about? You guys have it? You guys have played any golf at all?
Yeah, we played some golf. Actually, we were in a movie this year where we played golf in a movie.
What's that? What's the movie?
It's called Space Jam. Comes out Christmas time. Me, Mike, Bugs Bunny.
Mike.
The billing order is a little bit reversed, I think, but...
Are you a little impressed at how Jordan has handled his fame and his success since you have dealt with it a different way? I don't know what that means. Well, because he is bigger.
He's probably except for Muhammad Ali, and he's probably the most famous person in the world. And it's hard to hide when you're 6'6". It must be very difficult to go anywhere. And just have a sort of a normal experience, He can't really just go pick up some tomato sauce at the store,
You had a chance at the ESPYs to interview him by satellite when he was back at his restaurant.
John Walsh gave me the opportunity.
Who's he?
He's everyone's boss. Yeah.
And so you didn't hold back. You you kind of toyed with Michael a little bit because
I'm a frustrated journalist more than a frustrated athlete, you know, and I really wanted to get to the bottom of it. Yeah, I wanted to get to the bottom of what, I suppose you have tape of this. I wanted to get to the bottom of what his situation was. He's just gone through that whole weekend of interviews about being the greatest, you know, athlete, basketball player, person in the world, you know, and you can't do those with a straight face. I just thought they were too serious.
Yes, you can't do Bill can't do much with a straight face, and here is a clip from this year's ESPYs. Bill and Dan Patrick talking to Michael Jordan.
Mike, you've won 2 gold medals. You've won a national championship. You've won 3 national professional championships. This award's got to be a Carolina kick in the butt for you, isn't it?
And you also, he was the comeback player of the year, and you questioned him about Monica Seles, of course, in the hospital.
Right. Well, it was a shock to see because we were there for the rehearsal and they were showing the the preview thing on the video and said the nominees are Monica Seles, and I thought, oh God, well she got to win that, doesn't she? You know, and then it was Ron Gant, you know, and Michael. And I said to Dan, it's not Michael, is it? He said yes.
Well, because you pointed out that although Michael plays a game,
right, you know, you were playing in the minor leagues in Birmingham, which is tough, you know, but baseball, but this girl was in the hospital, Mike, you know, it was tough.
And Michael Jordan looked a little caught off guard. He's not used to that kind of.
Well, no, I mean everybody treats him pretty well, and you know, to ask those, questions you can't answer. It was kind of fun. It was fun to see him caught like that and see him laugh. He really.
You like to see guys in the media ask tough questions?
Well, that's what Jimmy Roberts is all about. Falling on your own. No, yeah, you
keep referring to him.
I know.
Masters coverage.
I was just watching the Greg Norman stuff today, and they were just being. Some guy said, "Is it humanly possible to forget what you did here today, Greg? You know, is it humanly possible to keep yourself from asking these questions? That's a real question.
That's our job. That's what we do, and we'll be back.
Is it humanly possible to like make some fun of, try to lighten it up for guys? You know, when someone has a bad day like that on the golf course, you say, Greg, you look good. You look fantastic. I like your shoes. I like your pants. I like your. Well, the hat's okay. You know, but I mean, you know, you could just keep it light. Instead, they say. Greg, what next? Suicide? What? Alcoholism? Drugs? What?
He'll get over it. We'll be back with Bill Murray in a moment. Don't go away.
Music Express, voted #1 by the National Limousine Association, has offices in Los Angeles and on the East Coast. Music Express can handle your corporate needs anywhere in the U.S. and worldwide. And guests of Up Close stay at the Beverly Prescott, L.A.'s premier boutique hotel. Call your travel agent to make reservations at the Beverly Prescott, a Kimpton hotel.
When guys get through with this car, it'll never be the same. These are the and choose from hundreds of cars from L. Power. Call Route 20 front.
I've gotten help with my golf swing, planned my next vacation. I even get stock price updates every 15 minutes. America Online puts over 100 newspapers and magazines right on my screen. I've got worldwide email, point-and-click internet access, and a great web browser. Plus, new features keep getting added. Call the toll-free number and you'll receive your free startup kit and 15 free hours to look around. It's worth a try. You'll see.
Sunday, it is the shortest track on the circuit. To win at the tight flat track of Martinsville, you've got to go fender to fender all day long. The Goodies Headache Powders 500, Sunday at 1, only on ESPN.
Later on SportsCenter, an update on 2 of the NBA's biggest stars. Magic gets suspended, and Reggie is down and out. Beantown busy with some afternoon baseball and the 100th Boston Marathon. Join us for SportsCenter at 6:30 Eastern.
Let's go out with something really hot today.
And we're back up close with Bill Murray, former star of Saturday Night Live, and that was pretty much the build-up of your week when you would get to do that.
Yeah, that was why I woke up on Monday.
Your happiest years doing Saturday Night Live in terms of forming your showbiz career?
No, actually, a little bit before that. I worked on the National Lampoon Radio Hour before that, and it kind of is more fun when you're still a little broke and you're just having fun. You don't have to, nobody's taking you too seriously because they're not paying you enough to take you seriously, you know. When you get on TV, they pay you a little more and they expect you to be professional.
So the journey, not the destination.
There you are.
For Bill, I read that.
There you are.
Somewhere. Is that your credo? Well, you look like the Easter Bunny in his outfit, so I don't know what your credo is.
Thank you.
No, it's
when
very
I'm
nice.
born, yeah.
Saturday Night Live, when you watch now, what do you think?
Well, it goes in cycles, you know. It was that way when I was in the Second City Theater in Chicago, too. You know, you'll get a cast and they'll work for a while together, and they'll be really great, you know, and then they leave, and it goes down to the bottom, you know. It starts all over again. You have to learn how to do the show. It's really difficult to do, you know. It's very hard to do, much harder than making movies, for example. So, you know, you start at the bottom of the curve, and it builds up, and, you know, like they had a great run, you know, they had, you know, Mike Myers and Dana and Carvey and Phil Hartman and Neil and those guys. And they go up and then they come down, you know. And so now this year people are just killing them. But I saw a show, you know, a couple weeks ago that was funny, and the one the other night had funny stuff in it too. So they've got they're funny people. It's not like the country, all the funny people left the country or anything. You know, it just comes in cycles. Learn how to do it.
So you watch it, you laugh.
Well, I watch it irregularly, but you know, I mean, I worked on Saturday night for too long to stay home and watch TV now.
Of course, you watch this show and laugh. So I
do.
I don't know what. How is
it just tears me up.
How is working on Saturday Night Live or doing a film like a team in sports?
Well, on Saturday Night Live, because it's live, anyone makes a mistake, you're dead, you know. I remember very clearly having to make a big costume change and run around the other side of the set, but the prop man also had to do a change from one side to another side, and he was there waiting for me with this gun that I had to walk in the door with, and I went in the wrong door. I walked in the door, and I didn't have the gun, and I looked through the window, and I saw him like, loser, you nothing. Burl would have got, you know, Milton Berle would have made, you know, these old TV guys. You know, he was the best prop guy in the business, and he always, you know, he did his job. So if I messed up, you know, anyone messes up, it's all over. So you really have to work together. Fran Tarkenton was a great host. Not really funny, but God, he really motivated people to play as a team.
He's made a living out of that.
And that's what he does all the time now. It's you know, he should probably work on his humor a little bit. But he was a great host because he understood that teamwork thing. He didn't get the jokes at all, but he understood how to work.
We'll continue with Bill Murray. We'll talk Cubs baseball if you stay with us. We're up close from Los Angeles, and we'll have more in a moment.
One of these engines was filled with Castrol Syntec, a full synthetic oil, the rest with conventional oils. They were then drained and started without oil to prove a point. You see, Syntec has a unique molecular structure that bonds to engine parts. Lab tests show it leaves a layer of protection far stronger than conventional oils. And if Syntec protects this well now, imagine if you leave it in. Castrol Syntec protects in ways other oils can't.
Maybe it's not another lure you need. Maybe it's a whole new reel. A Sigma bait cast reel with rugged machine-cut gears and Unilock anti-reverse. From Shakespeare.
How do you keep up with everything that happens in the NHL every day? You keep your eye on us. NHL Tonight, the ultimate half-hour wrap-up of the day that was the NHL. Tuesday through Saturday at 11:30 or after the game, only on ESPN2.
Joining join us this week on Up Close. Tom Glavine will be here on Tuesday.
He's a left-hander with piercing eyes.
All right, thank you very much, Bill Murray, for that insight. We'll talk NFL with Bruce Smith on Wednesday.
See, he could take more chances with his clothing.
And then we'll talk college hoops with Gene Katie on Thursday.
Man needs to provide a little more home cooking to keep those Boilermakers at home.
And on Friday, before the NFL draft on ESPN, we'll talk NFL with Eric Dickerson.
A man who deserves to be a broadcaster on the Sunshine Network.
And he has an interest in broadcasting. More with Bill Murray if you stay with us, and I know you will.
McDonald's invites you to play the Disney Trivia Challenge. Test your knowledge of Disney Masterpiece Collection videos and win one of 300 million prizes. Come play today at McDonald's. Look who's winning at McDonald's. Jerry Kenny won $100,000. Susie Howard won free Happy Meals for a year. Come play the Disney Video Masterpiece Collection Trivia Challenge today at McDonald's. You could be next.
You've thought about it. What would happen if you weren't here? Where would the money come from to take care of your family, their home, their education, their future? People with life insurance have the answer. Life insurance. It isn't for the people who die. It's for the people who live.
You know Melito Perez from Atlantic City?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, always make a point to mention on Baseball Tonight that you do a story about Hideo Nomo. He's from New Jersey.
But it's for your country.
Yeah, Jersey accent, Japanese accent, you know.
Continental Airlines. Now among the best in the business at handling your baggage.
We're winding down with Bill Murray. Mr. Cub, excuse us, Ernie Banks. So tell us about Harry Carey and sitting at Wrigley Field, why that is so special.
Well, it's a great place. Harry Carey behaves like a fan. You know, that's why he's such a good broadcaster, because he goes,
Oh, God, he should have had it, choker.
You know, he just announces like a fan should, and people go, you know, can speak in harmony with that.
Baseball needs a commissioner. Who would be a good one?
I don't know. My friend Mike Veck at St. Paul Saints said the reason they cremated his father, Bill Veck, was so that he wouldn't be flipping over in his grave when he heard Bud Selig was the commissioner.
Wow.
I like that one.
That deserves a wow.
Yeah.
And
who should be the commissioner?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We got about 30 seconds.
Probably not Peter Gammon, so.
Why not?
He should go into public service.
You think if he ran for office, you would vote for him? He looks a little like Andrew Jackson. Anyway, your next movie, you did the Elephant movie. You got a bowling movie. This could be big. This could be your Caddyshack breakthrough, right?
Yeah.
It's called Kingpins?
I do the off-sports golf, and it's called Kingpin. I play an evil bowler.
All right, and when's it going to be out? Do we know?
I think it comes out in June, end of June, right before 4th of July.
It'll be on. All right, hit him good on the golf course. Always good to see you. All right, we'll look for you at a ballpark or a stadium. Thanks, Bill.
That's what I do now.
All right, appreciate it.
I'm in the relaxation phase of my life.
Appreciate you being on the show.
Forget it.
All right, take care. We'll see you on Tuesday. Tom Glavine will be here. Thanks for watching.